Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you this fun card. I'd like to thank my friend and fellow Stampin' Up demonstrator Terry Neal for showing me how to make Nemo the fish. Thank you, Terry. So the cardstock you're going to need, the card base is 8 1/4 by 5 3/4 scored and folded in half. Whisper white layer that is 4 inches by 5 5/8 inches. Marina Mist layer 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/2 inches. You will also need some Tangelo Tango. You need some very thin strips of Whisper white, which is what I've used for the stripes. I don't know what width that is, but it's got to be about 1/8 of an inch. Yes, it's about 1/8 of an inch, fractionally over. That one looks wider actually, which is possibly 3/8 of an inch, I suppose. Yeah, 3/8 of an inch. With the sentiment, I actually generated this on my computer. Don't normally do it, but I just wanted a sentiment that says "Happy Birthday Fishes." I just thought it made it a nice little bit of humour. So what we're going to do first is we're going to stamp the waves, and that is from the Work of Art set, which was another idea from Terry as well. I like to give credit where credit's due, so I do appreciate the help that people do give me. So there's that, and my stamp is here. Now I don't know whether you agree with me, but I think there's a right way and wrong way of this. It's the zigzags. Let me show you here. I think that's the right way up. I think it might look, waves might look a bit funny if it looks more like hills like that. You agree with me? I don't know. Definitely upside down if you do it the other way. Right, okay, so what I do to get the different colours here, for the top one and the bottom one, I ink my stamp first, do the first one, and then I stamp off for the second one. Okay, so two nice different colours there. For the middle one, which I like to be a bit darker than that, but lighter than that, and what I do, I ink up my stamp again, Marina Mist, obviously, I'm not sure whether I said that, and then I just very gently stamp it off, and then bring it back to my cardstock and give it a nice hard press. It should come out, as I say, a bit darker than that, but lighter than that. I can't really, well yes, I can see the difference here. It's very subtle, but it definitely gives you, I think they call it the ombre effect, don't they, when it starts dark and works lighter. And as you can see, I certainly don't worry about trying to line this up from this point of view. I mean, that's definitely quite wobbly, but it really isn't important, I don't think. So to layer my cards, I will use my snail. Quite often when I watch my videos afterwards, I'm looking at myself lining these up, and the view that I get from the camera, I think, what are you worrying about? That's lovely and straight. But from the angle I'm looking at, it isn't. So I do appreciate your patience with me while I get myself lined up. And that looks quite furry down there as well. I will have a go. I wonder if I can take that off with my rubber. Yay, look at that. There's another little tip for you. Your paper finish up a little bit furry. Just use the the glue eraser to remove it. Okay, now the fun bit, to make our fish. So you need the Owl Builder Punch, which is this one here. If you visit Terry's Facebook page, you will see that she's got a page on there where she shows about, I don't know, 25-30 different ways of using this punch. It certainly is well worth a visit. Right, all I need from here is the actual fish. So what I'm going to do is I'm just putting it in like this so that I get what I need. And something else that I've started to do since I've started using my punch is all my complete leftover pieces. Right, that's what I need for this one, but all of these here, I'm saving them. And the way that I'm storing them is I've got myself little plastic bags and I put all the shapes, sorry, no, I'm putting colours together. I had this discussion with Terry which way we would store them, but it's definitely colourways. Okay, those bits I don't need. They are no good to man or beast. So what we do is we cut the feet of our fish off. And they get saved because they can be used for the little bits that you have on top of chicks' heads or aliens. And there we go. So that's that. So now to do the stripes, if you put, let's turn that one over, if you put your 3 fish in a line like that and then take your strip, easiest way of gluing them is to use the 2-way glue pen. Just make sure the glue is coming through. Put the glue on and then glue all 3 at the same time. Not necessarily so that you get the stripes all in, oops, that's sliding, not so that you get the stripes all in the same place. I mean, if you wanted them different, you could move them, but more that it's quick and easy to do it like this. Okay. So there's that one. And it is easier to put the strips on first and then trim them off afterwards, before you've put any of the other pieces on. It's very difficult to try and do it once you've got the fins on. Trust me, I have tried that. Okay, so there's that one. So I should have a couple more pieces. Oh, here we go. Let's take that one, that looks a bit wider. In fact, I'm going to have to use both of them, aren't I? Never mind. I'm not that fussed. As long as they look like Nemo, then I'm happy. Okay. Okay, so then we just trim off . Okay, so that's all that bit done. Right, now with the white, we need to punch off the hearts. I'll leave that there, but not with the top off. Did I bring a piece of white? I don't think I showed you a piece of white, did I? Therefore I obviously didn't bring a piece over. So we need 3 waistcoats and 3 hearts. So just line your piece of white up to the bits that you need. Now you could need 3 eyes, but on this one I'm going to experiment with using googly eyes. So I've got my 3 hearts. I will save the eye in case I decide to make another one using, that one's got a little bit knocked out of it, so I don't need that. Okay, so for the waistcoats, just cut them in half. And then we need, what I'm going to do, you could do your 3 fish all the same way if you wanted to, but I've got mine facing each other. So I'm going to do mine like that. Oh, what have you got on your bottom? Okay, so with the 2-way glue again, glue pen. In fact, I think I found, after the first one, I found it easiest just to put the glue on here. Okay, so if that's facing that way, it needs the biggest fin at the top. And then the little fin at the bottom. Okay. There we go. I'll place it on there so you can see how this is coming along. In fact, you've gone too far to the front. I'm no expert on fishes, on fish rather, not fishes. Not an expert on there. That's why I put the glue on here, because I kept putting glue on places that I'm not allowed to have glue. So what I need to do with that is turn it over. That's it. No, don't get stuck. Okay, so that's coming up that way. That's it. Because I've got the glue in the wrong place on that, I'll keep it upside down for a minute. And then this one here, onto the fish first. And this one is facing which way? That's, oops, fins are the same size, so we can push that back in, that's better. Okay, so you are definitely going to be facing that way, you're facing that way, so I need you facing this way. Therefore the big fin at the top. Okay, and a small fin at the bottom. Right, now we're going to put the, I'm sort of tacky, we're going to put the hearts on as the noses. Just a tiny bit of glue right at the end there. So there we go, those. You're facing that way. You're facing that way. And you're facing that way. And that's it. Okay, so now I'm going to try the googly eyes to see what that looks like. If you don't want to do googly eyes, what I did was the white is the medium size hole on the Owl Builder Punch, and the black eyes I did out of the tiny ones there. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. Oh, this is such a fun little card. Oh yes, I like that. Unfortunately, we don't sell these anymore. It was like a one-off thing. And I think Stampin' Up were doing them for one Halloween. I wished I'd bought loads more, because they are nice. Right, okay, so there's that all done. And then with my sentiment, I cut this out with the large oval punch. If you want contacts on how I actually did that on my computer, please contact me. I will be happy to tell you. And then Tangerine Tango with the oval punch. That's the one that's 2 inch by 1 1/8 inch. As I've got this here, I'm going to stick this to my scalloped piece. Don't normally use it for such big pieces, but it was here, so. And then all of these I'm just going to stick to my card using dimensionals. Okay, so let's cover that up before it gets dried, and dimensionals are over here. Okay, so that can have 2, that will be good for that. And this I will do, oh, it's a bit difficult, this one. I'll do 3. Not sure it really needs that much, but for the sake of the video, I'll just put 3. When I'm on my own, I'd probably cut one dimensional in half for the back, one whole one at the front. Okay, so let's do these first. Now you're one that's facing that way, you're facing that way. That's it. I just like them to be looking at each other. You can be tilted very slightly down. And there we go, number 3. And then the sentiment I will put on the same side as the fish that's on his own. Okay, there we go. So what do you think of that? It's a nice fun card. I think any child would love that, boy or girl. So what do you think? I'll tidy those bits up afterwards. What do you think? That's pretty good, isn't it? Okay, the one other card that I did make the same as this, one slight difference is, you know, I do ring the changes slightly. I used a larger eye in this one, so there's 3 totally different eyes there. So you know what they will look like. Anyway, Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer you. I'm quite happy to explain how I fiddled about to get that one. So yes, any questions, please ask. If you've enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button either at the side or underneath the video. If you'd like to buy any of the products that I've used here, except obviously the googly eyes, we don't sell those anymore, please visit my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop. The link is on the screen and it'll be underneath. All the products I've used and the sizes will be on screen and also underneath again. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.